Están es para secar.
¿Cada cuánto cambia pues de sombrero, don Pedro?
Este es más viejo que la honradez.
How often does Don Pedro change his hat? This one is older than honestly. How long does it last? No, I don't use it, only when I go out to the mountains. I live in the centre and I like to be seen with my grey hair. It's not too far down the Pindo. No, mija, she says that Pindo guacharo is no good. Always works, right? Of course. I've heard that when it's not good. My dad used to scrape that, but he was such a nag that he said, no, mija. No se expluse.
Él era tan fregado, él decía, no, mija, no, yo estaba pequeña, no es en peluce. Y no seguir raspando, entonces no.
Ustedes quieren raspar o quieren...
Que no tenía que ser ni muy afilado, que ni muy pompo.
Lo daña uno. Pero yo este orillo se lo quitaba.
And I didn't keep on scraping. You want to scrape or tie? He said that he could not be too affiliated, nor my pomp.
Hay que hacer las cosas, aunque sea poquito, pero hacer.
One damages it. This selvage would be removed. Things must be done, even if only a little, but they must be done. He does not see that Acevedos do.
Colocamos acá. Ahí él se va secando. Por ahí con unos 4 días de sol.
We put it here. It dries after about 4 days in the sun. It is ready to undergo the bleaching process.
Ya no quiero. Este está verde.
It didn't want to. I didn't want to. This one is green. This one needs more time in the sun.
Este le falta más tiempo de sol. Y que le guste. ¿Te le gusta un arte?
The important thing is that you like it. If you like the art, you learn it. You put love and interest in it, so that the tradition does not end.
Para que no se acabe la tradición.
So that whoever wants to follow it will follow it.
A mí me rendía harto esto el otro día, ahora ya no me rinde mucho.
I used to get a lot out of this the other day. Now I don't get much out of it. It hurts my fingers a lot.
Entonces, pues eso lo llena uno de satisfacción, de orgullo.
That fills me with a satisfaction and pride, because I know that I'm leaving something that is useful.
Que sirve, ¿no? Porque sirve. Yo he tenido que llevar a ferias.
I've had to take material to fairs to show there. How do you weave? At a fair in Pitalito, I showed it.
En Bogotá también mostré cómo se tejía.
In Bogota, I also showed how to weave.
Es la fibra que sacan los campesinos de la vereda.
It is the fibre that the peasants take out of the village, a palm that we call Pindo, and they scrape the vein.
Está menudito, se van 400 pajas para la libra.
That when the Pindo is small, 400 straws go, for the pound, a pound. I scrape the 4 or 5 pounds, but once the Pindo is ready, remove this selvage because this is a hindrance.
Estorbo. Ah, claro. Eso le sobra. Sí. No, pues por aquí se tiraron un viaje de pindales.
No, well, around here they had a trip of pindales because the one who has tomato cultivation is very precise for that.
Lo dañaron para llevarse en la vara.
Claro. Sí, aquí para abajo.
Damaged it to carry on the rod. Of course, from here to down there in Liborio, Farfan. Do you know Liborio? Those are very nice temperature pindales. Belen does not want to pull it.
No, esto cuando se emborracha el cuchillo solo hace unos mugreras.
This, when it gets drunk, the knife makes some mucus. Do you have to sharpen it? If it is too sharp, it is bad. And if it is too pompous, it is also bad.
Huele rico, así recién raspado, ¿no?
¿Cierto?
Huele rico.
Smells good freshly shaved like this, right? Now that it has been scraped, it is left in the sun for 12 to 15 days. Sometimes it whitens sooner.
Bueno, yo selecciono. A mí me gusta seleccionarlo. Es decir, la seleccionada es sacar.
Well, I like to select it. When selecting them, you can take out the most beautiful one, the one that does not bleach, the one that is greenish. I choose it after it has been split. I undo it a little bit, about 2 hours after it has been drained. I make it in small bundles and I prepare the ink and the water with the red ink or the color you want.
Rojo o del color que uno quiera, lo mete a la olla.
Put it in the pot and let it boil for about 45 minutes so that it takes the color well. After it is taken out, it is washed well until it stops giving ink and it dries in the shade.
Después de que ya se ha tinturado y está seco, entonces...
After it has been dyed and is dry, some ladies come and I send them to weave and do various kinds of weaving.
Para hacer
To make all these little things,
y luego se saca en tiritas.
after this process, it is removed in strips and this braid is woven.
Después de tejida la trenza, entonces se cocina o se deja unos días en...
After the braid is woven, it is cooked or left for a few days in water with peroxide to whiten and soften. After that, it is washed well and the hat is formed, and not only the hat, several things are made from the pindo.
Pintarla en colores.
Paint it in colors.
De todo esto. Se pinta en
All this is painted in many combinations.
muchísimos combinados. Hay muchos combinados de eso para hacer bolsos.
There are many combinations of that to make bag, to make purses, shoe, skirt, pavas, amount of things are made with the pindo.
Ella se da silvestre.
It grows wild. In the region there is a gentleman who is cultivating it, but it mostly grows wild. It grows in humid lands. It grows in humid lands, on the banks of streams, rivers.
Mira,
Nos tocaba
sobrina,
ayudarle a mi papá. Y lo que poco le gustaba decir, no se empelucen, no se empelucen.
When we were very young and my father saw us working, he told us, no se espoluce.
Tiene que tener mucha pelusa. Pues como uno tiene...
That's not fluff, it's just a story. Well, since you have such a tender skin when you were young and now, I'm about 100 years old.
Tengo como 100 años ya.
yo le gano a usted, pero en harto.
I beat you. Quite a lot. I beat you by about 40 years and even more.
Más. Tengo 81. Pero bendito Dios, yo me siento...
The truth is that I'm 81. Bless God. I feel in good health. How old is Ignacio? Has 85. I caught up with you.
Sí, hay uno más finito de este.
Yes, there is a finer one than this one. It is made of Pindo cogollo and is woven with more speciality.
Para hacer el sombrero demora uno más, hasta 2, 3, a veces hasta 3 horas.
To make the hat takes one more. You can say 2 or 3 hours more. Is the leaf more tender? Yes, it is more tender. The braid is soft and tender. At the moment of sewing, it should be done slowly and with care.
Bien llevadito. Sacan del pindito mejor.
They take out the best part, the one that is already the cogollero,
Algunas señoras lo tejen muy bonito.
and some ladies weave it very beautifully. I weave. I send to weave. I teach the weaving so that they bring them to me. I have taught many people here in my town to bring the weavings, not only to me, but to the other people who weave.
Esto lo aprendí a tejer desde los 7 años con mi mamá.
I learned to weave since I was 7 years old with my mother, and at the age of 14, I already knew how to make the capalilo hat. Then I continued learning these other hats. I myself began to take them out,
A elaborarlos y a darles otra forma.
to make them and to give them another shape, as they are now. I also make pavas and bags. All that is being done, the bags have been made for about 12 to 15 years now that we are making bags.
Toda la vida me gustó esto y me gusta.
Because before it was not done but only the hat. All my life I've liked to do this, and I also like that people learn this art. I have a lot of fun painting, knitting, making various stitches like the ones I have over here.
Tengo allá. Se me va el tiempo y no me doy cuenta a qué horas, porque mantengo entretenida en eso.
Are you running out of time? Sometimes a lady comes and helps me cook it, wash it, paint it, weave it, organize it, when she can't do it.
A organizarlo. Hay veces la señora viene y me ayuda a eso.
Sometimes a lady comes and helps me cook it, wash it, paint it, weave it, organize it. When she can't, I do it by myself and I'm busy all day, all week, and that's why I use those little things here to sell. The ordinary weaving is done in a day. A lady who already has the experience does it in a day. 18 or 20 braids so wide, which is for a hat.
Sí demora mucho más tejiendo eso.
But if it is for a fine hat, it takes much longer to weave it. We make a hat like this, we spend between 25 or 30 minutes after weaving the braid.
Lo cual, lo más que se demora es tejiendo la trenza. Los tejidos son los más demorados.
What I mean is that the longest part of the process is the treatment that is done from its collection until the weaving of the braid. Normally the use of this hat is on the part of people who work in the sun.
Pero no es demorado. Lo usa la gente que trabaja en el sol, en el llano.
The people of the plain, they use it mostly aloncito, of enough light so that it discovers the sun.
Y lo usan mayormente ordinario, no necesitan fino.
They use it normally ordinary. It does not need it fine. Fine more than anything is for when they come parties. Also, I already have like 4 or 5 classes of hat that are the pavas, the ranchero, one that is called gadelenio, this one that is the copa herradura, which is the most typical for dancing, but the oldest are the rancherito and the copalilo.
Viene unos más finos, pues son más costosos.
There are finer ones because they are more expensive. Some are wider, some have 4 or 5 colors. Some of them are woven, which makes them worth much more.
He creado hartos diseños.
Because they take more time to weave, I've created many designs in the fabrics in the way of weaving. I think this is inherited from the indigenous culture.
Al menos yo esto hace más de 50 años.
Since it is an art that goes from generation to generation. In my case, more than 50 years ago, I learnt it, and I saw it here in my own town. All my life, I've seen this hat here in Palermo, and the most normal weavings were these. But now it is made differently.
Diferentes clases, sí, se han cambiado bastante. Las clases de tejido se ha cambiado bastante.
Different kinds. Have they changed? Yes, other types of fabrics have been created. Here there are many people who work with this. Some do one way or another, some do fine. Others do more ordinary, some do combined colors. Others do it only without combining and so on.
Yo mantengo todo el tiempo haciendo una cosita.
I keep all the time doing some little thing, advancing orders. If I have no orders or anything, I always look for what to do.
No encargos ni pedidos ni nada, pues siempre estoy trabajando ahí haciendo algunas cositas. Es una máquina antigua, familiar.
It is an old familiar machine for it to withstand this type of sewing. It must be done with a thick needle and sewn with nylon thread so that the hat gets wet and does not come undone.
Y no se descose. Mi mamá la consiguió nueva, yo la estrené aprendiendo.
My mother got it new. I used it for the first time when I was learning,
Y con esa máquina he conseguido otras.
and later she left it to me, and with that machine I obtained others.
La parte más complicada me decía ahorita que
La copita es un poquito más complicada.
The cup is a little more complicated because it has measures here, which are 55, 58, 57,
58, 57, que viene siendo lo normal de un...
which is the normal size of the person's head, and the height of the cup is also 18, depending on how high you want to leave the cup.
copa. Alrededor acá son los 56 o 58.
The wing here are 12, sometimes 9, sometimes up to 15 when they are wings. I feel very satisfied and I thank God because I've had a talk
Otras veces no son sino 9, otras veces son hasta 15 cuando son alones. Pues yo siento mucha satisfacción y le doy gracias a Dios porque pues...
I feel very satisfied and I thank God because I've had a talk, and with what I have worked on, one feels more satisfied, calmer, and that the talk is useful for many things, many expenses, since now the situation is very heavy.